Hey, with no rehearsal for your role. Take it personal, cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. So any news, no news, but appreciate been getting a lot of love and support from y'all as it pertains to the Errol Spence interview. Thank Errol and DB and PPD. They did a fabulous job, man. Thanks for popping in to the shop. And I think more boxers need to do it. Y'all watching, so you might as well just engage with your fan base, man. That's the secret. That's one of the humility. Errol showed great humility, man. He could have been doing whatever, rich, wealthy people got a lot of options, and he chose to spend an evening in the barbershop. And to my knowledge, that's the longest interview in Errol Spence boxing career as a world champion. But let's jump into this real quick. I asked Errol in the interview about the Devin Haney situation because, and you say why I wanted to ask him this question, because when fighters like Shawn Porter make accusations about a fight being fixed, it slows down the growth of the sport of boxing, especially when you don't have no legitimacy. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that he would call Tyson Fury's preposterous when there's history there. He didn't use the word preposterous, but I like that word right now. But cite Linares, who's been nothing short of a 3-weight champion, and every time I see him, he's a, hard-working man and has done a hell of a job at staying at those lower weights, especially in your late 30s, going into your late 30s. I think Shawn, he's gonna have to recant those statements, and it ain't gonna matter because everyone done talked about it already. But it shows how detached you can be, and with 3 other people on the panel, I would assume that somebody has a difference of opinion on that panel. So I hold them as almost as accountable as Shawn Porter, because when you make accusations like that as a 2-weight champion, 2-time champion at 1 weight, Shawn Porter, his name has a level of weight, and you can turn people off from the sport of boxing. What Shawn Porter needs to fully grasp, because he's not a huge ticket seller. He's not a star in boxing. He is a very good contributor to boxing as it pertains. The stars are like Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, and Tank Davis, and so on and so forth. The less people that come to the sport of boxing, and the more people that he jade, quite possibly won't support him. And Shawn Porter needs to be doing a better job at gaining boxing fans, like doing what Errol Spence did, just popping into someone's live and you guys are watching. I don't. They might as well cut the shits out, man. You not watching, man. I try and watch as many fights as possible. I watch as much YouTube content as possible. I'm not the guy that says, "Hey, I'm not watching." I'm watching. You know what I mean? And if I don't watch it, I at least read the titles, of what you wrote. And only thing I don't do is Twitter, but outside of that, and Facebook. But Errol Spence said the fight wasn't fixed. You got to give Devin Haney credit, man. He had a great 9 rounds, got clipped in the 10th, the last second of the 10th round. And give him credit for standing in the pocket, and give him credit for, I've never seen Shawn Porter put 5,500 people as elite in Vegas. Without help, Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather helped him immensely in that fight. And I think that's it, so Shawn Porter got to really, really hone in on what he's going to do with his career. He's in apparel right now because there's no main event dates left until after 9/11. So what are you going to do? Like, you have no dates. So at the end of the day, you got to hone in on what you're going on, as opposed to some say may want to tear down, because I think you're the only one in boxing of note. No disrespect to others that thought that the fight was fixed, that has a podcast, or a major podcast, or media outlet, or fighter. But at the end of the day, um, at the end of the day, shout out to Errol Spence for coming into the barbershop, man. It was awesome. We had a great time, man. We stayed to 3 o'clock in the morning, dog. Y'all fighters better start doing this, man. I'm gonna start breaking the interview down and start clipping it so you guys can see more of it. And but it was well received, and I appreciate him just being down to earth, man. You know, when the pound for pound champ coming, I didn't even know it was him. So but yeah, the least you can do, Shawn, is recant that statement. And his panel, I think his panel did boxing an injustice, because when you make elite claims like that, or egregious claims, possibly, that answer has to be challenged. You can't come into the barbershop and say a fight is fixed and not explain yourself. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, or no opposition. Because if all four of them asked, I'm not sure if they show is live or it's edited. I don't know if it's live or it's edited. I was quarantining, so I had a chance to catch it this week. But if you guys catch it this week, timestamp it and send it, because they have long shows. So timestamp it. If you guys hear it in the chat, just timestamp it and send it to my DM and see if he recanted his statement, because you lost a lot of respect this week, Shawn. A lot of respect, because you know. But maybe that's the role you want to partake in. You wear outlandish suits, bright colored suits, like with a lot of don't make sense, like. So maybe you're creating a niche. And like someone told me a long time ago, who the hell wants to say, ha ha ha, I outdid everyone, I'm the last man alive in the world? You get what I'm saying? What's the joy in that? You're the last man in the world. You're the last man alive. You standing alone. What's the joy in that? So anyways, man, barbershop conversation. Again, thank you, Errol, for coming into the shop and reaching out and touching your audience, man. I think stuff like that is cool, man. Deontay Wilder's gonna come in, because the reason you guys asked me why I'm not interviewing Deontay Wilder, or I haven't asked to interview or Malik Scott Deontay Wilder. Because I wanted 78's interview to breathe more. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe next weekend I'll ask him, somewhere around there next week, because I think 78 has earned that, and I just wanted more quotes to come from him. And but anyways, man, Deontay should be here in the next 2 weeks or so, and he's looking great in camp, man. We're in camp. Today was day 4. Had a great day in the gym. I really had a great day in the gym. I got some new sweat jackets, and those sweat jackets are really, really, really helping me out. So we going Road to Wilder 2-time hashtag on Instagram, and let's get it in, man. Let's just build community. You know what I mean? And let's share each other's community. So if you tag me, I'll repost it, and my community will get to know you. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe it'll build your followers up, or whatever the case may be. Just building community amongst one another. So at the end of the day, and building the energy as it pertains to Wilder Fury 3. So the only thing I expect is a victory, and that's the mindset you got to have, man. And hopefully the undercard is pretty solid, but ESPN don't really have any good undercard fighters, man. So they do, but they're not noteworthy. And but I tell you, speaking of undercard, I'm going off on a tangent now. Rosario and Lubin. I'm excited for that one. I'm curious to see what Rosario looks like in camp. I haven't heard anything from him, but I've been following Coach Cunningham, and I like what I see out of Lubin. He has 8 abs already, and he's 3 weeks away. So no shit. Today is the 4th. He's 22 days away. So he's literally 3 weeks away in one day. So he looks great. And that's a real interesting card, man. I'm excited to see J-Rock, but that's fucked up. J-Rock goes to the supporting bout. He went from the main event bout to a supporting bout. That's fucked up. Oh man, I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you fucking got that. So real estate going, man, because it's a big difference in pay, dog. You know, a main event on Fox versus a supporting bout on pay-per-view. You know, it's a big difference. So anyhow, man, I appreciate you guys coming in, and I got time. So it's Friday, I'm off, and I think I'm gonna do maybe 2 or 3 more videos, maybe. So anyways, man, I appreciate y'all. Barbershop Conversations. We go live on the other channel, Barbershop Conversations Live. And the reason why we had to break it up because of the algorithms of YouTube and just protecting as much as of the channel as we can. I would say my website is probably 60 days away. I want to drop it when I release my film it's a short film called 9 Wives. So be in anticipation of that mid-July, and it should go on my website. It's gonna cost a small fee, and I'm literally just betting on myself. You know, you guys know I done turned down big checks from big networks, and you know, I'm just gonna bet on myself. And now that Kennedy is in school, I can really start, you know, being as anxious as I want to be. I'll be honest with you, the death of Nipsey Hussle and Kobe Bryant really put a battery in my back in terms of getting everything that I want out of my life, you know, and not beholding to other people's emotions or how they feel. Just being in search of my truth, and more importantly, funding my truth. Start funding your truth. Don't just say your truth. Believe in it. If you think the Ark of the Covenant is in Israel, get on a plane and go check. You know what I'm saying? If you think the Tower of Babel is in Egypt, go see for yourself. You know what I mean? Read the books as well, do your YouTube stuff, but go see it. You know what I mean? Fund your truth. Fund what you believe in. You know, and that's the space that I'm in now, man. And so expect more from me. I hope to have, I say hope because of some things has to happen, but I want to get 4 short films out this year by the end of this year. And I'm really honing in. I'm just cathartically talking to you guys. I'm speaking in affirmations as I'm doing this video. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm betting on myself. I'm not asking nobody for money. I'm funding it myself. You know, I've cut off all the fat, as much as the fat as off my life as I can. You know, I'm not buying a new car. You know, I typically buy a new car every 3 or 4 years. This is the 3rd year I've had the Tesla. So I'm gonna hold on to that, you know. So I'm just gonna be real responsible, invest my money, stocks and property, and just brick by brick, you know, brick by brick by brick by brick. And hopefully this encouraging you. Start funding your truth, man. You don't know what's gonna happen, you know. And yeah, let's start funding our truth, man. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, man. I'm back doing these short videos, man. I missed y'all, man. Bob Squad, man. July 24th, man. We a month. We 26 and 24. We 50 days away, y'all. We 50 short naps away from guess what? 2 time. Love y'all, man. Peace.